5:45. And I looked, I said, oh Lord.
I'm like sitting here like, did we
There it
cancel?
is.
What had happened
Hello,
with us?
hello, hello. We are live, people. How are you? How are you? How are you?
Fab, you freaking list. It's supposed to be 7 inches of snow coming down right now. I'm just loving
Really?
it. Yes, it's
We're
ridiculous.
only supposed to get like I think 2 inches. It's not really cold enough for it to stick because it's right at 40 degrees.
Oh well, yeah, here it's probably 25.
Yeah, so yeah,
It's
it might
cold.
stick there. Um, this today we're reviewing Housewives of Potomac, season 8, episode 8, Painting Austin Red. Um, let's start there. What do you think about this episode?
I couldn't get into it. I didn't really like it. I can't. There's something about Robin and Candace that I don't like it. I would give it probably a 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I kept turning it off, trying to come back and restart. It just didn't quite work.
I don't know why I like Potomac so much. This is my favorite franchise by far. Um, um, I'm going to give this one a 8. I thought it was a good episode. There wasn't. I didn't feel like a dead segment, and if it was, I can't remember one. And what I think is a dead segment is like sometimes they just be having filler segments that don't move a story along. I don't think that was the case. What you think? Hello, Callie. Hello. She ain't talking. So I guess I'm
Well,
talking
I
to
had the
myself.
wrong button on. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, I
what
guess
you
I blocked us out.
what you think? You think it was any dead set? Why didn't you think it was interesting?
Well, I just think that they're, and you and we argue about this a lot too. I think they're going at Candace for the wrong reasons. I think that when Candace made that comment, she said, why does the line keep moving? I think that's a very valid question because they're always kind of okay with things as long as it involves somebody that they like as opposed to Candace who they don't like. So they go back and forth with so much stuff and it's not always fair and balanced. And so that's irritating to kind of see that sometimes. So I can't get into it. If I'm irritated about it, it's just kind of like, okay, I don't want to hear these people go back and forth and then give the excuses on why one person is acting one way or another. It's just like it's bedtime. Okay.
Who uses social media to talk trash about the cast member?
It's not it for what we do know for sure is it's not just Candace that does that. Other people do it on the show too.
I'm who?
Giselle and Giselle
Who?
and Robin they do it less than anyone else, but we know Wendy does it. We
On
know
the
NECA
on
does it.
social
We know
media? Giselle has never done it.
I just said
Robin
that.
has never done it. Because even
I just said
Wendy
that though.
doesn't talk
But
trash.
I just said that, but they do still talk trash on their podcast.
That's not social media. Podcasts aren't social
Excuse
media.
me, Joy. The podcast is social media.
It literally is, and Google
It
it.
literally is
No,
social.
literally
Yes, it
Google it.
is.
I swear to God, it's not. It's actually
Podcast is
social
social
media is
media.
actually podcasts are actually called new media. They're literally not social media
Okay,
because
new
I'm
media is
serious.
for the
It's not.
social media.
Huh?
New media is still social media.
It's not. Google it.
I don't
They're
need
not
to.
even in the same category. I
I
kid you
don't
not.
need to though. I'm not. It's not going to change the way I feel about it. If you're getting behind your paywall and you're talking trash about the show, it's the same way you would talk if you were on your YouTube channel or over there on Instagram Live. It's all the same thing.
While I agree with you, it's still not social media. It's a form of media, but it's not social media. They are
Well,
literally in two different categories based off of a certain certain things that they offer and how you are interact with them. It's not.
if I can
It's
go and pull up their podcast just like I can pull up any other social media site and see what the heck they're talking about, it's all social media.
I hear you, but that's just not accurate. But okay. I hear that you're saying that he could, and the reality is podcasts can become social media because people can then place them on social media, but it's just different.
Okay,
They
but
are under
so
two different categories. It's just
why is
like
there a difference in what can be communicated?
you have to ask, you have to ask the world. Like, believe it or not, podcasts, they're just categorized different. You don't have to believe me, because I don't have to. We don't have to argue over this. You can literally Google it. If you
But no,
Google
the
what it is,
definition doesn't matter. It's what
oh,
you can do with that information. It really is. If I can pull up that podcast and listen to whatever, and a lot of people put their podcasts on YouTube just the same way we do.
I
So
hear
it's
you.
crossing
That, but
over into the
not.
same
It's still
world.
not social
It can
media.
do the same thing. You can change the
I'm not
name.
saying that you can't, but would you
You
could
can change the name,
categorize
but it comes
your
back to the
in? You
same
can
thing.
also do that with your evening news, but
Yeah,
that
you can
doesn't make
change the
it's not.
name and it
But
all
it's
comes
not
back to the
social
same
media.
thing.
Okay,
Evening news is almost no.
okay. Say whatever you want. It's you don't have to believe me. All you have to do is do a Google research. It's not.
There's
When I
nothing to
was
Google though. It's nothing to
when
Google.
I was interested in doing podcasts, that was the first thing that I did, was try to figure out how it's done, how people make money, and it was very clear that it wasn't social media. But I do agree that it can be placed on social media and used that way, but it's just not. And these incidents that, well, I'm not even talking about that, but let's get on with the episode. We really don't have a I was gonna say a Cali stick moment of the day, a chapstick moment
Well,
of the day.
we kind of do.
What is
I put one in there yesterday. We never had a chance to talk about Dr. Jackie and the canceling procedure that she was kind of sent through based off of a comment she made 2 years ago about some women that fake an illness.
I couldn't
She,
believe she said that.
so what do you think about that?
I thought we did talk about, only because I have a girlfriend um who I remember maybe about, I don't know, it could have been 10 years ago. She's a teacher. And I read the paper. I think I told this story before, how one day I just so happened to be reading this article about the statistics of Black people who go to emergency room and hospitals, and how they could say their pain is, they'll say they usually ask you, well, how, scale it 1 through 10, how much pain are you in? And a person can say an 8, but they're still going to treat you for a 2 or 3, because there are beliefs, they're really stereotypes that are so ingrained in certain people that become nurses and doctors, that they feel like, one, Black people can tolerate more pain. I think that's insane, but that it's a real thing. And
Joy, I'm sorry for interrupting. Can you send the link to Demesia?
I
Oh, there
did.
it is. All right, thanks.
And where did I start? Oh, but anyway, to make a long story short, I don't know, it was a couple of months later, her mother had a real bad incident. I can't remember exactly what happened, but she was in a hospital. And when she was in a hospital,
Excuse me.
her she said all she could hear is the article that I was telling her about, because she just happened to walk by my room and asked me, "What are you reading?" And I told her, and she was just like, all she could hear is me. These sort of incidents really do happen. Think about Serena Williams, a woman that has far more money than any of us on this podcast combined. Was when she was telling her nurses how much pain she was in, they still didn't treat her. And it was only because she kind of forced the issue that she was treated properly. But they said that had she gone home, because she was talking, I think it was, did she have blood clots in her legs? And she was in so much pain. If she had went home, they said she could have possibly died. So it's one thing for a woman, because the backlash comes because she was sitting up there with the vice president talking about Black women and giving birth, and how often they die from
She,
childbirth.
yeah, but she
And
didn't make the comments to. That wasn't the conversation was not had when she was on there with the vice president. The
no,
comments were
what
from
I'm
2 years
saying,
ago.
you're correct. But what I'm saying here is that she was on there talking about um the statistics of Black women that die giving birth because their concerns aren't looked after. And because I gave the example with Serena Williams, those situations aren't left after, and they go home and they literally die. I had something like that happen in my literal family, where they think that they had a bad epidural. Something happened with the epidural. She came home with the baby and she had to go back in the hospital and she never got out. She died. And it was childbirth related. And
So
they
let's
think,
get
yeah,
so all those examples are very important. No one wants to lose any loved one, but we're talking about Dr. Jackie and her comment specifically.
yeah.
What is her comment to you? What do you?
Okay, so she was talking to Heavenly. She had made a comment about, they were talking about this subject, and then she said, well, some of the pain, had something to do with pain. And she said, well, a lot of that comes from some of us crying wolf,
Mm-hmm.
which is insinuate. It ain't no insinuation. It's she's stating that some of us be lying about how much pain we're in.
Okay.
So she's now literally taking on the role that we read in papers that statistically are from white nurses and doctors. Here's this Black doctor kind of validating their claims.
If you if you see, hey Miss Gucci Diva and Angela, if you okay, if Dr. Jackie says that sometimes she do see people that are faking it, because I believe that's true, but she just shouldn't say that.
I mean, I don't know what situation is. Are there people that go to the hospital and doctor um and over exaggerate their pain? I'm assuming there are drug addicts. We've talked about that on about other shows of people doing this. I'm sure it
Right.
happens.
But should she not say that? Because
No,
she should not say that. So
absolutely
what,
not.
then how does
As a
she get
matter of
her
fact, I would
message?
never go to her. I would absolutely never. Doctors like it's I just would never go to her for anything because I don't trust that she would believe what I say. You have a relationship with your doctor, especially when you're pregnant, because you're the most vulnerable. And I expect that if I say something to my doctor, you may decide as a doctor, let's start you off here or something. You have I kind of get that. If you go to the hospital and you're in pain, maybe they give you morphine. Um, I had a C-section. I don't know how you had I had one natural childbirth and one C-section. The kind of pain
Mm-hmm.
that I was in with my C-section is unbelievable after you unthaw, because I was really concerned about that because my first time, my first baby, my epidural didn't work at all. So I gave natural childbirth by force.
I had a
Not so I
C-section as well. I had a
it
C-section, and I didn't have any problems with it at all. I don't remember any pain from it. But when that last checkup you go to have before you go into labor, I had so much pain during that situation, that last checkup. He
mhm,
just decided right then and there's no way you're going to have a baby come out of you if this is the kind of pain you're in. And so they scheduled, at the last minute, they changed me over to a C-section because
mhm.
he did believe that I was in a lot of pain. So I
Okay.
didn't have any problems with that.
But
But I think it's,
imagine you going to the doctor and your doctor saying or suggesting that you're over exaggerating.
if
You're
I'm over
crying wolf.
exaggerating, if I
You're
am over
crying wolf.
exaggerating, if I am crying wolf, then she's going to
That
call me
wasn't
out
the
on it.
case. We didn't say that. You said you were in pain. I can't measure your pain.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to measure it. I'm saying if Dr. Jackie brings that up to somebody and they are faking, then it is what it is. We know some people fake. I just think that the fact that she said, and I know a lot of people don't agree with this because, of course, we've been talking about it for a few weeks now.
I
The
agree with
the
that as
fact that
well.
she said some women, we know that that's true. So I didn't understand why everybody went in on her the
It
way that
felt
they
like to
did.
me, it felt like to me that she's validating these claims that have been that she's validating the very claims that she appears to be recognized like a champion for. Like Jackie, regardless if you like her or not, is a lady doctor, a OBGYN that is kind of known about, I mean, anything in regards to your vagina. Because let's be clear, Simone does her exact same job, but she doesn't teach, live, breathe. Her entire storyline from first season to now has been about having a good vagina. So if somebody comes to you about their vagina and they say they're in pain, even if you believe certain things, it's just certain things I wouldn't say out of my mouth. I could look at a student as an educator and say this child is dumb as rocks. That might be true because I done met some that I'd be like terrified what's gonna happen when they leave out of here. But I wouldn't tell nobody that. Everything that's true don't have to be said.
I mean, I agree.
That's all. That's where I am. I don't know what else you want to
Black
add.
Diamond G.
Because I mean, it's just certain things I just wouldn't say out loud to a kid, and it might be absolutely the truth. That I mean, it's just
Just
decorum.
on a professional level, she
Yes,
shouldn't have
it's just
done that.
decorum. On the, it's just like a lawyer whose whole job is to defend you. That's their whole job. And can you imagine a lawyer saying, "Well, he a lie. It's the truth." And you supposed to be they're defending this person. It's just to me, you don't you have to be careful professionally with certain stand. It's just certain things that I don't talk about on the internet. It's just not because I just don't think it's appropriate as an educator. It's just like when y'all see teachers, y'all and somebody said something racist, they done found out that person was a teacher, they will straight try to get that teacher fired. I don't know. But anyway, let's go on to the, if y'all don't have anything else, anybody else have anything to add before we move
Mm-mm.
on to Potomac? Okay. All right, let's move on to Potomac. Once again, this is season 8, episode 8, Painting Austin Red. Demetria, we already
Child, I'm just
gave,
trying to figure out why they still in Austin.
oh, wait a minute, scale it first. 1 through 10.
I mean, I'll say like a five. The episode really wasn't.
I
Really?
said that too. Yeah, I
That's
said the
It
what you
same
said.
thing.
wasn't.
I said
Hmm.
an 8.
It wasn't
I didn't
really.
like it.
I mean, it really wasn't nothing like really going on. I mean, the same old stuff. Candace arguing with
Yeah.
Robin, like nothing new.
And the
I
Candace
like
arguing
Potomac.
with Robin is what took it away from. I'm over that. It just seems so
Me too.
petty.
I'm tired of it. They need to either make up or move on. Simple. Stop being mad at each other. Y'all are friends. Like, let it go.
Yeah.
All right, the episode begins with Ashley and Giselle kind of getting their little activity they're gonna do later. Um, it wasn't too much in that scene. Do I remember anything specific?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
Nope.
and then it moves on rather quickly to Wendy, Karen, and Candace kind of sitting, I'm assuming, at a table at the bar, chilling or whatever. And Wendy mentions that her mom was rushed to the hospital and she had to have a procedure. They showed a little flashback, and because she woke up with a tummy ache. So they took her you know, to the hospital. What do y'all think? Because I do have an opinion about that.
I mean,
And
Well,
that's
it
that's
didn't seem like anything major. I'm glad that everything turned to be
okay.
okay.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was just a lot of filler conversations. I don't know that
yeah.
we needed to even hear that.
I mean, I guess you have to have like the filler episodes or filler the whatever. Like I guess it wasn't nothing like like she said her mom is okay, so that's like the main thing. Nothing really.
that felt like something Mia would do. When I was listening to her,
Yes, it does.
it felt like something Mia. I didn't know if y'all
Yeah.
was gonna catch it. That's what Mia would do. Mia is the ultimate victim. Somebody will say something, and I like Mia. Like that's my girl. But she's gonna find a way to make people feel sorry for her. She's done, she did it in regards to when Wendy called her slow. When you don't have a good enough comeback, now I gotta look for sympathy. So what does she do? Well, my one of her children are having developmental delays. That's why it triggered me. Wendy did the exact same thing. Something went on with my mother, and that's why I'm triggered. That felt like a Mia situation. But the next scene, what's going on at the same time is Mia, Aneka,
I
and
mean, I don't
Robin.
think. Okay, can I say something real quick? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I was running in the house. I don't. I think Wendy was more so saying that's why maybe she was kind of like maybe ticked off a little bit about the whole mom thing because her mom was sick. I don't think it was like a deflection, but that's just my opinion. Me.
What'd you say, D?
okay. He said that he felt like it was more of a why she was more pissed off than a
Okay.
deflection. And I disagree, but that's fine. We can
Yeah.
respectfully disagree. This next scene was going on at the same time. They kind of was doing backwards and forward with was Robin, Aneka, and Mia sitting at the pool, and they're talking,
Mm-hmm.
and they're at the, Robin is talking about Candace's comment in regards to my family was attacked or something, or somebody's something. What did she say? Somebody's family was attacked. And then Robin says, no, my family is being attacked. And
Her
I can't
family is being attacked
whose.
constantly.
Whose?
Robin's.
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah.
I wish they
Oh,
would
it
stop.
was Wendy
It's
that
so
was
over.
saying my family is being attacked. And yeah, that's what it was. I'm looking at it now. And then she says, no, I definitely agree. I definitely think it's, all I keep hearing in the back of my head is I don't know y'all remember. I can't remember what season this was with Monique, but I know it was the season that Monique and Candace got into it. And Monique said, "Oh, it's you this year." Y'all don't remember? Y'all remember that?
Hmm. I do
Yeah.
vaguely.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's how I see it. Like there are seasons that somebody is going to go through it, and that's just it. It becomes everybody's time,
Yeah.
and it's Robin's time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Robin has been through this exact same issue earlier on, but she kind of contained it in a way. If because nobody Juan was either cheating well, nobody came out with pictures or
Not cheating
nothing.
well.
I mean, it wasn't that he was cheating. I don't know how you all saw that, but I'm a read between the lines type of girl. I don't think they were together the first 3 seasons. Robin was very clear about that. I
Yeah.
don't know why that was an issue, and Ashley was saying, he's dating somebody. That was
Mm-hmm.
very clear to me that they weren't together. I mean, she started off saying we're
Yeah.
just living together for the kids.
Yeah. She said that from day
Yeah,
one. So I don't. Which is another reason I don't understand why they're so lovey-dovey with Ashley, knowing she tried to take both Robin and Giselle down in one way or another
yeah.
when the show first started.
I
So
think I think that their truths came. I remember the switch. It has never been an incident after that conversation that Ashley, I mean, it could have been Giselle. It may have been. it was the year that her mother, she was having a lot of problems with her mother, and Michael was like cut her off. Y'all remember that season? At some point, I could be wrong, but I think it was Giselle said, "Do you think that some of your pushing on Robin is really about your mother?" And
Oh,
I swear to goodness, Robin looked, and I mean, not Robin, yeah, not Robin,
Ashley.
Ashley kind of looked, and it was like, to me, it was like a timer went off, and she was like, "You know what? I didn't even think about that. I mean, it might have something to do with it." And I
Yeah.
say, and it was one of the things that I do like about Ashley, unlike anybody else on the staff, and I'll say anybody, and I believe she's the youngest. You made the Yet she is extremely messy, but she owns it. I have never seen her even back. I can't remember. I'm not saying it don't happen. Can't even remember in this moment if she even backpedals. Because even if she make a mistake or she needs to correct it, she will do that. Just like she correct Giselle quickly. All of
Mm-hmm.
them thought they heard something about Deborah's hands when she usually corrects herself and she moves forward. You talk about maturity.
You talking about Robin or Ashley?
Ashley,
Ashley
Ashley.
don't move forward.
Who hasn't she moved forward with?
Her and Candice fight every week.
But
She 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 will say in an instant that yeah, we can be cordial around each other. Yeah, we're cool. Yes, whatever. And then the next time they sit down to dinner, Ashley is sitting there bringing up something else that Candy. So why did you do this if you really care? She's never moved on, no matter how many times she says that she has. She sits there and digs up stuff all the time just because it's Candice. She never moves on to me. She's full of crap.
I think they have because they also can kiki together. That's to me moving
Were
on.
they kikiing together
I
on the
may
show today? Were they kikiing
absolutely
last
not.
night?
But I'm just saying they
Which
can.
means they've never
Even
moved on.
they can.
They cannot, or they wouldn't still come back to the same thing. You can move on so you can go out and get drunk, but you are not really moving on if the next time you sit down and you got a sober mind that you're going to sit there and continue to bring up something about Candace. Ashley does not move on. Just because we can go get drunk together and show they up here showing off their vaginas and all that, which is really disgusting. That doesn't mean you're moving on. That means you're out, you're drinking. Let's get sober, sit down and have a conversation, and then here we go.
I
No.
mean, okay. Anyway,
Demetrio, you're on mute if you're talking.
yeah, you on mute. Well, we don't hear you. You're not on mute, but we don't hear you. Now you're not.
Yeah.
Just keep on. We're gonna keep on talking. If you pipe
Yeah.
in, I'll shut up.
But I really don't think that Ashley ever moves on. She's just trouble.
Okay. Well, I kind of disagree. Because I think Robin, I mean, I keep saying Robin, I'm so sick of saying her name. Ashley has gotten into it with probably everybody but Wendy. If she has, I can't remember. She may
Well,
have
they
gotten.
did. She got into it with Wendy on Wendy's
Oh,
first
that's
season.
right.
That's
Call me doctor. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's
You're
Miss Doctor or something
right.
like that.
Yeah,
It's Doctor Wendy.
Ashley doesn't seem to allow anything really to affect her in that way.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
now yeah.
What I was trying to say was Candace wants to move on with Ashley, but every time they get to a good place, it's like Ashley does the same thing
Right.
over again that makes them get to arguing and yelling and cussing each other out. So it's
It
just
is a
like
pattern. She follows
I
that
don't
same
I don't
pattern
know.
all the time.
I ain't saying
And
that Ashley don't start it. I ain't gonna even lie like that. That would be a
well, she
whole lie.
always starting it. But
But
just the fact that she brings it up
I
all the
don't
time,
think
that
that
she's
what
not
she
moving on
did.
from anything.
I don't think what she did yesterday was meant for her and Candace to argue. Now, was she being messy? Probably, but she was trying to get. And this is what I thought. I could be wrong, and I do agree with Candace that they need to talk along. But I thought that Ashley was trying to get um, Candace in a vulnerable place. She appears to be very vulnerable about her relationship and with um Robin. She seems to be hurt. I think she was trying to get her back there because she talked about her tears. Did she say something shady with it? I can't remember. I think she
Her
did.
every word is shady.
Well, I can't remember. She
She
may
just
have.
sat there and said, "Well, you were pretty emotional the other day. So
Right.
if you were so emotional, then why do you keep saying this or that?"
Yeah, yeah, that's
Ashley
what
is
she said. She
full of
came. Yeah,
crap.
she did. Had she stayed on that first part, I would have been. It would probably would have been a better situation because I do think, for whatever reason, because I don't understand her tears either. They don't
Yeah,
make. They're not aligning. That I 100% agree
I just
with.
think Candace is just an emotional person. I don't really. Sometimes I don't even think the tears have anything to do with like anybody. I just think she's one of those type of people that when they get frustrated, they cry. I know plenty of people like that. Like, girl, it
Mm.
ain't really that. Like me, I'm really not. I mean, I know how to make myself cry, but I'm not an emotional person, so I'm not gonna really like just because I'm upset or irritated or frustrated with something. I'm not gonna like. That's not my first instinct is to like cry. But I know some people that are that like that any little thing will cause them to do that, and I'm just not one of those people, and they are. It's really kind of really that simple to me. That's what I feel like.
yeah. Well, she brings up Candace so much. In my opinion, it's to me, it's because she needs something to talk about. Ashley ain't got
Exactly.
nothing going on.
But
Let's
that's
go
the
in order.
board.
I'm sorry. Let's go back in order. Let's go back to the painting scene when all the ladies were painting. Yeah, I think this is why y'all thought it was boring. I don't know why. This is why this is my favorite show. If they realize that they actually are really fun to watch, in my opinion, when they're happy and having fun and being goofy, in my opinion, that is why I like this particular episode. Because despite the fact that half the cast aren't talking, um to the other half, or one way, they were still able to come together and have fun. And I thought this was a silly yet fun something to do. And this is something I would actually do with my friends, just goofy stuff like let's paint. I literally have a whole painting set. You have to see all the pictures that I have. It's kind of funny because every time I find some on sale, they're the pre-drawn. I buy them because I like painting. But anyway, what y'all thought about this thing?
It was boring.
I
I'm like, just
kind
wake
of was
me up.
tired.
And I like painting. I mean, my daughter paints all the. She's a really good artist. So I'm not against it. It's just that it's boring for these people, especially when you know where it's going to end up, which is right back at Ashley trying to call somebody out. But yeah,
I was reading somebody's recap. I don't know how y'all feel about this. I'm gonna send it to. I'm gonna put it in a group and let y'all read it. One of the things that the recap said is that I wish these ladies need to understand that I forgot what they called the episode. Basically, they said it was boring in so many ways as well because they're not talking. That's the issue. And I'm wondering who are they talking to because everybody seems to be talking but Giselle. I keep saying this because this isn't the first week that I heard that. What is it that the people want? Because everybody's talking
I
but
mean,
Giselle.
yeah, but there's still a lot of friction and conflict within like the group with certain specific people, and it's not even just Giselle. Going prime example, yeah, like Ashley and Candace talk, but they incessantly fight. So it's like,
it's
does it
like
really matter
waste of time.
that they talk because they still
Hmm.
fight? Majority of the time, it's like yeah, they talk a good 20% and fight 80% of the time. Like it's ridiculous.
It's true.
It's really not even all on Giselle. Yes, she is a part of it, but it's not all her. Because, like I said, even though yeah they talk, but they still fight a lot, like a lot.
They do.
So
So what is it that do you think that's what do you think that the
I feel
people
like they
want?
just need
Because
to
that's
learn
what
how.
I'm confused
Um,
about.
They need to learn how to move on. Like the group is fine. Like even though I don't like some of them, like I'm okay with the cast. Like the cast has been the same for the past 3 years. I've been okay with. They just need to learn how to move on. Like yeah, y'all have done and said some hurtful things to each other, but that's a part of Housewives. It happens all the time. Move on. Like
Yeah.
this, the not wanting to
Eh,
talk and all that is just not going to
mhm.
work for the show. Hell,
Can I
even
ask
with
y'all this?
Go ahead.
Do y'all think that Ashley, because I'll even give it, I'll even, although I really like Ashley, I think she's really messy. I really think it is, Ashley is the one that always turns, not always, because I don't think she did after the baby, when Ashley had her baby. But all the other times, I will admit, Ashley starts the crap with Candace. Do you think this is residuals from her when she was pregnant, or
It
even
could be.
prior to?
I don't think
It
so.
could be
Like
because
regardless of whether she had got pregnant or not, they were gonna fight. So
yeah, they were going to fight. But yeah, I mean, because Ashley was pretty upset when Candace was calling her the bed wench and all the other things that Candace called her. So it could still be a little bit of that. But for me, she just starting trouble because she has nothing else to do.
what's
She has
going
nothing else
on
to do.
is Ashley is literally like I said. That's why I said either her or Giselle could go and the show will move on fine because that's literally their main story. I ain't okay. I'm not gonna say that about Ashley because she do have other stuff going on outside of the group, but like her main storyline outside of Michael and he's not even there anymore. So I can't even say she
Hmm.
got going on.
None of them have a storyline. You see, I don't
But
know why y'all keep saying
yeah,
that, but Robin. Robin literally is the only one that's
they,
straight up.
I mean, some of
Got it?
them, but I'm saying that some of them do have things to talk about outside of like even Giselle has something to talk about. It's not really interesting to me personally, but like her daughter's going to college and all that, like that's a storyline. Like,
And she's
yeah,
dating a college kid herself. I mean, she has some things to talk about.
that's something going
Okay.
on, but like. Ashley don't really have anything going on really like for real that's new. Like I mean Giselle dating Jason, that's something new. Her kids going to college. I mean that's somewhat new. Her kids have always been a storyline, but her going to college and
Mm-hmm.
kid out the house and them other kids getting that's something slightly new. Ashley literally is the same exact storyline, no movement. Like girl, is you even getting a divorce at this point?
I don't even think they filed. People be I
So
don't even think
like
they filed. Because
everybody else got
they
a
do have
storyline.
to wait. I
Everybody else
think
has
they
a
live in a
storyline.
state where they have to wait like a year or 6 months, a
It's a
specific.
year. Aren't they
Yeah,
there now though?
and it could have been a situation where they had to get out of the house. Because I did wonder about that because while they were still living in the house, it's hard to say that you're separated.
She's paying
So
$13,000 a month for that house.
I
Okay.
know, but I'm talking about get out the house. To say that you're separated for the courts, you
Oh
have
yeah,
to be
yeah. Mm-hmm.
separated for
Mm-hmm.
X amount of period of time.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought maybe it started over since she's been in the house, but she ain't been there a year yet.
I mean, I think she has now, but I'm just
It might be now,
she still
but
ain't
it
got.
may not have been. Yeah,
She still ain't talked
And
about
then there is something that can we get over to Karen for a second?
yeah.
Is that taking out order?
Uh-uh.
Karen Huger. Oh, that Karen Huger. So here's something else that irritates me, and it's going to go back to Candace. Karen said to Robin, "Robin, I know we've been fighting, but one day when we are through fighting, I would really like to get to know you." And
Hmm.
Robin was just so, oh, that's so sweet, sugar plum, plum, plum.
I don't think they
Uh,
dislike each other.
well, that's fine. But Karen has done and said worse things about Robin than Candace.
I think it's a level
Yet
of
she's
respect.
always okay to be friends with Karen. And the same thing with Giselle.
Yeah, I
You know,
think
the same thing with Giselle. They just don't like her, and it shows too much. And they something needs to change in that dynamic.
I've said on many times over. Karen literally speaks it. Giselle literally speaks it. This is not even a figment of my imagination anymore. This ain't even assumption at this point. It's fact. Giselle, Rob, and them OGs that's still standing, they do have a mutual respect for one another. I may not like you, but I actually have gotten to know you. You ain't really no evil person. I may drag you every once in a while, but I'm not in that place. That's very clear. I mean, very clear because the things that Karen hurdled at Giselle, and if you go back and watch that, Giselle actually has a slight grin on her face. Like, this is going to make
Okay,
some
but
real
at this
sense.
point, I feel like that's really at this point. I'm like, I fully understand what you're saying, Kelly, because it's like at this point that we're just playing semantics here and making
We
excuses.
really are.
At the end of the day, playing or not, like, girl, no, like, absolutely not. And to be honest with you, all that stuff that Karen hurled at Giselle aside, we can go back a few seasons before that. That wasn't just no plan when they were coming out to Karen about raised tax issues and making
Mm-hmm.
T-shirt and doing all that. Like, some of that stuff is just unacceptable. Like, I would never be friends with Giselle again. Cause girl,
The
you
tax
didn't give a
issue,
damn.
I have a totally different perspective on it, and just kind of hear me out. I thought Giselle saved Karen because
Save
not
her from
one
what?
detail, let me say this, not one detail, not a morsel detail was discussed about his tax issues.
It was
Other
all in the New York
what
Times. They didn't have to discuss it. It was out.
that's my point. But who reads the new what? None of us did.
I
Nobody
did.
read that. My point is, Giselle made it goofy. She made it silly. They had to talk about it because it was in the New York Times. I thought, not to say that she appreciated it or not, or even was offended by it. I thought she saved the details. And the reason that I say that is, imagine fast forward a couple of seasons on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when they were sitting up there discussing articles in detail about what they were saying. None of that was done. None of it was done. They kind of spared them, in my opinion. And I know that some people may not see it that way, but I certainly do.
I don't.
Neither do
I
I. But
certainly did.
yeah.
Because nobody knows the details. All they know is
They did tell the
he
details. They
no,
told
no, they
how
did
much
not
money.
one. Go back.
They
Only the
told how much
headline.
money.
Only the headline. Go back.
They told how much
I
money Ray
just
owed.
watched that season.
We literally
And it
heard
wasn't a good
how
season.
much money he
That
specifically
that's the
owed and everything.
headline.
Okay,
Only
that's
the
enough. That's enough. It doesn't
that's
matter if
not.
you.
That
Yes, it is. Yes, it
What do
is.
you
doggone
mean,
well
Joy?
that's not enough.
Yes, it is. The fact they
If
brought it up.
these are raised tax issues, how much more do we need? We see the heading that says you owe this much money. Okay. Why do we need more than that?
Talking about where they live, showing up dressed up as the pizza man, all of that was just
Yeah.
ridiculous. And you don't do
She
that type of stuff
did
to
that.
somebody
She
that is
did
a
that.
friend. No, she didn't. Robin them did that. They showed up doing
No,
all of that.
I said no. They did the silly stuff. I'm
If
saying
that is silly
where
to
she
you,
lived,
then
Karen had a
okay.
whole party there.
That's not the point. The point
That
is they
is the
still,
point. It
but
wasn't that Karen. That you're saying that Karen, like Giselle, and them introduced where that lady lives. She introduced it
that's
herself.
not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They
no.
made it a point to try to figure out if she actually lived there or not. Again, questioning someone that is supposed to be their friend instead of just taking her word for it while she's going through
But you
challenging
do know
times
she
with
didn't
her
live there, though.
husband.
But you do
That
know they didn't
that's
live there, right?
understandable. The
But they
point
didn't
is
live there.
they were
What?
living there. They
No,
were
they
living there.
weren't.
They were renting. They were. I guess if that's what you're trying to say, because they were
No, they
renting the house out or
What do
whatever.
you mean,
no.
Joy?
We have to find that article that she actually rented somewhere else. She really didn't. She just filmed there. She
Okay,
did not live there.
okay.
So again, that still doesn't take away from them being horrible friends. Like to put
It
that out
doesn't.
there to the public, like trying to prove a point when it really wasn't their business in the first place. So what if
Yeah.
she didn't live there for real? Okay, but they still went out of their way on camera to try to be funny and be
That
cute
was her
about it.
whole. I would agree with you if this was just something they pulled out they behind. This was Karen's storyline that year. This isn't. I agree with you that
She
it
ain't getting
wouldn't have
it,
been
G,
their business if she was moving
at
and that
all.
wasn't a part of her storyline and she was just there.
Okay, but
That
still
was her
though,
storyline,
that
and they're
still did not
saying
give them a let Karen tell it then. That wasn't their job to go and do that.
okay,
Period. It was not their job to go do that. Let Karen tell it. Let Karen tell her own storyline. We don't like that just is too much to somebody that's supposed to
so
be
if that's
your
the
friend.
case, if Giselle's dating somebody, that nobody should be talking about that because that's her storyline. If Ashley's
Well, I
storyline,
mean that
but I'm
would be
just you can't
understand.
pick
That
and
would be
choose.
but that
It's
would be understand.
happening.
That would
If
be
somebody is
understandable to
presenting a
agree with
man,
you. I would agree with
Delicio,
you. I would
if
agree with you
somebody's
if
man,
Giselle did not demand everybody else's relationship business. I would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
that's
Giselle,
stupid.
that
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 no,
that that's literally what Giselle does, but don't want to talk about her relationship. So
I
I would
do.
agree with you if she wasn't like that. But Giselle does that. She demands each and even Robin said the same thing. You demand all of this from us in our relationships and want to know our lives, but we can't know about yours. So even Robin said that. So her best friend.
She did.
So there's that. At the end of the day, Giselle and them have done some trifling things to try to be somebody's friend, and that's
Yeah.
all that me and Callie was pointing out. But
Well,
Yeah.
okay. We can
So
respectfully
yeah.
disagree. So anyway, the ladies get ready to go to their little they went out to eat first, and all of them for the most part are in cat suits. I love Giselle, but she looked like something she would wear to church. Like everybody else looking like they about to party. It wasn't a bad dress, but it was
Mm-hmm.
very first lady-ish.
It was very Giselle.
Right. But it was like everybody else was just,
Hill, I
but
love her.
she was in it was a contour dress. But her and uh Karen dressed like that. Both of them kind of, Karen's was off the shoulder though, so she gave a little skin.
And see
And
through.
Robin looked cute. Robin was regularly dressed too, so maybe it was the younger ladies. It was me, Wendy, and Candace. Now that I'm looking at them, and of course, Ashley. She's a little teeny bopper. She she dressed for, I don't know what she be dressing for,
She be
but
dressed to show whatever it is she can all the time.
And her little booty did look good in that little outfit, so I'll give her that.
Mm.
yeah, Ashley's cute to me. To me, I like her. Like
Mm.
for real, a person that I could probably be friends with, for real, would be Ashley. Ashley is fun, and I can see why
Yeah.
Giselle is attracted to her in that regard.
Yep.
Because she do
Go out and
seem.
have all the fun you can have.
Who
You
could you
better
be
do it
friends
before
with?
dinner tomorrow night because she gonna sit there and
Out of
bring up
this
your
friend
entire
group,
life.
Yeah, who could y'all be friends with? Just one lady,
On
like
this
for real.
show,
Yeah.
Robin.
I
Okay.
probably would want to be friends with Karen.
Oh, Karen.
Mm-mm.
Karen seemed like she's so boring. Like outside of this, Karen looked
I
like
mean, I'm a boring person, like so. That's why I know I could be friends with Karen. I can see me and Karen now going to get us some martinis, honey, and going home. And I'm watching The Young and the Restless,
I
and
don't
it's a
think
good day for
Karen.
me.
It don't even seem like Karen go out outside of film. Like I don't.
And
She
if
don't
not
even seem.
Karen, I can see myself hanging out with Candace.
She don't seem.
Candace is fun. I mean, she's yeah. I mean, you know,
She don't seem
Candace
fun.
is Candace.
Candace is fun. They've all said it outside of them arguing with her. They've
Yeah,
all
I
said
like
she was fun.
Candace.
Giselle said it. All of them have said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She don't. I said to me. She don't
Well,
fit.
what happened? Where we at now on here?
Okay, so anyway, the ladies have just sat down to have their dinner before they go to the drag show, and this is where the conversation. I don't know if y'all noticed, but one of the things that I noticed, for one, Giselle didn't talk to nobody unless she did talk a little bit, but when all of that mess was going on with Ashley, I don't know if y'all noticed, she wasn't even looking their way. At some points, the camera was showing her, and I was wondering what was going on. Her whole body was turned with her arms crossed. Like, I ain't entertaining this. Like, I don't know why they showed that, but if you go back and watch, at some point her hands is crossed and she's looking in the opposite direction.
Anything
Another
she can do to
like
not see anything going on over there with Candace. Giselle needs to get over it.
Boy, I tell you one thing. If
hey,
I ain't know that girl was a whatever, I think she a Virgo. I would swear she was a Capricorn. Cause baby, I can ignore somebody.
Yeah, I can too.
Yeah,
But Joy, ignoring people, and you've said it a million times, you can't be on here and just not talk.
I agree. Oh yeah, I said they have to. Oh, I don't know if I finished it.
They're
What
never gonna talk because Giselle is never gonna apologize. So it's never gonna ever
Exactly.
be
So where's this going to
a
go?
conversation. So
Giselle,
And
I
then
think
when
would.
if she
Candace,
was gonna apologize, she
Today
would have
or
already did it
yesterday,
already, baby.
why you think?
Candace Post
But
said
I
she
think it's
thinks this is
hilarious that
what it
y'all
looks
think
like to be put
Giselle
off the
should
show.
apologize to her. I absolutely would.
I don't know why we would think it's hilarious. We all watched last season. We all heard what she said. So
I don't
I
think
Yeah.
she
definitely think
said a
she's
lie.
due an apology
I think
for
that the only
Giselle.
thing that she apologized, what she apologized for, she should have, which was a sneaky link comment, and that's it. Period.
So do you think they're trying to ice Candace out
I don't
to
think
get her
that
off the show?
any of them have the ability to do that. I really don't. I
Well,
sincerely don't.
you have always spoken pretty highly and think that Giselle is the producer of the show.
I
You
do,
and
but
Teach
she can't
actually.
control. You also have to have sway over your cast. She has
Child,
no sway
enjoy
over
opinion.
Candace. None.
Enjoy opinion. Giselle is the
None.
first coming of Christ, honey.
I
No.
mean, it's true. You're right, Dad. You're right. Because she does think, but she can have something over Candace, but she chooses not to talk to Candace. Now, her being the leader of the pack, the one y'all think makes the whole show what it is,
And she
good.
ain't never been
Then
that baby.
why isn't she coming up out of her own ass? What's going on?
I just don't think that's ever gonna happen in regards to Candace. It would
So then
happen
maybe
with
Giselle should
Wendy
She
put
doesn't
herself
ever
before it
do
would
in.
that
happen
with.
with
She
Candace.
doesn't ever do that with really anybody. The only person she's ever really apologized to is Karen. That is it. And the only reason she does that is because she know her little frenemy situation is good for TV. Because if she didn't see it that way, she wouldn't apologize to Karen either. And she owes several of them girls an apology. She still owe Wendy a sincere apology.
Oh, she absolutely don't owe
She
Wendy none.
absolutely owe Wendy an apology
She
because
owes her nothing.
a real friend
Nothing.
would have
They
never
ain't
done
real
something like
friends.
that
That's
to a
clear.
friend.
That all that stuff that Wendy pushed out at her, that was on her heart. That's been sitting on the surface. That's
No,
what
it's
she really
not.
thought
How?
about.
Why do you guys feel like when
Because
somebody
I've
gets
said this
mad at
more than once.
somebody?
We're off topic. Let me say this. We completely off topic, but if I've learned nothing in life, my daddy said this, and everybody, a whole bunch of other people have said this to me in different ways. But if you want to know how a person thinks about you, get them mad. And that's what happened.
Well,
Because
Giselle didn't have to get mad to see how she
everything that
really feel
sits
about
on the
Wendy.
surface
So
comes out like
Mm-hmm.
water.
well, Giselle didn't have to be mad to show how she really felt about Wendy because if she ever felt anything for Wendy or any type of friend to Wendy, she would have never done any of the things she did. She would have just pulled Wendy to the side and had a one-on-one conversation with her from the jump. It would have never even escalated that far to know Ashley, to know Robin, and in
It's
no
like too many
confessionals.
things adding up to that. I understood why Ashley went to her versus Giselle because prior to that, although it was shown differently, the only person Giselle had that conversation with is Ashley. I know that Bravo did show us a scene of Robin upstairs with Giselle, but Robin said that was 100% a voiceover, and I didn't necessarily believe her until you go back and watch this season. And what Giselle told Robin is that it was told 3 times, twice to Robin and allegedly twice to not
I'm
Robin,
not even talking
Ashley.
about that. It's
But
just
I'm
the
just
fact that
saying,
her and
so it was
Robin
only
were
one
still
person
on the
that she
same.
said it to. It
That's
wasn't.
not the only thing that Giselle did. The rumors is not the only
That's the
thing that she
argument. It was
did.
too much that was going on between them, and the whole
Like
having
we're not gonna act
conversation
like
about her body.
the rumors about that's not the only thing. The whole them attacking her about getting her body done and changing her
You think
personality.
that was the
Like,
time?
baby, if you
I
was
mean, that was
anybody's real,
true.
but you don't do something like that to nobody that's your friend. You don't do that. You don't do that.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You don't do that.
Okay.
If one of my friends did that to me, we 100% have a problem.
Okay. Then
Period.
there's the problem. But anyway, let's get back to
Especially in
this.
front of a group of people instead of just pulling me to the side like, hey, Demisio, like, what's like, is something going on? Like, you're changing anything like that? Like, no, they were doing that in front of the group. And it clearly was hurting Wendy's feelings, and they consistently brung it up. They told it to Ashley. Ashley brung it up. Like, it just
Can
was
we get
so
back to
many
this
things.
episode? On this episode, when the ladies first started, do y'all remember how it
I'm sure
started?
she didn't mean to cut you off, D.
I did.
I know she does it all the time when
Come
we're
on.
calling out Giselle's and them hypocrisy. She's
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joy.
I was trying to get to the scene. All the ladies are sitting down. Um, yeah, I will say this.
Say it, Joy.
I do think Robert and Giselle said they are not arguing with this girl. I said they serious too. Because as soon as there was even an inkling rise of the voice or whatever, Rob was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I was like,
But it's just so I just found it so funny that Robin them acts their way as act like as if they haven't done and acted the same way Candace has acted in the past. Like literally, she used to do the same thing to Ashley in those earlier seasons, screaming and yelling, barging in a restaurant, doing the most, like banging on the table. Like she's done all of that. So it's just so funny to me how they just act like, oh my god, like just Candace is just so horrible. Like, girl, stop.
nobody said she horrible, but she was certainly childish in the scene.
And Robin has done all those same things. So
Okay.
Robin is the same thing, if that's the
It's
case.
called growth. You talk about Robin and
No.
we talk about a present conversation. And Robin, it could have been immature in those conversations. I don't understand why they have to be separate. I mean, they could. I mean, they're two
I
separate
mean, that's
situations.
just how y'all
But
treat Candace.
no,
So
Robin could have been very. I don't know what scene you're talking about specifically, but if Robin is banging on the table and the other person's like, "I don't want to talk about it," and they walk away, that other person would be the mature one. I don't understand why that's an issue. That's
Well, I
not.
haven't heard you call
Robin
Candace the mature one.
Robin
Yeah.
stormed off very immaturely because an
She
mature person,
actually didn't.
she
She
did. She
actually got
stormed
her
off.
family and left.
Just,
But that's it, even if she storms off Demisio, if two people are arguing and one person said, okay, that's enough,
Joy's
and
every
another
bias
person
is
walks
showing right
away
now.
and that other person is still
it's like,
crying,
oh my
that other
god,
person is the
Mm-hmm.
Robin
issue.
stormed off with a saccharine attitude, so that makes her so much more mature.
And in the moment, it does.
Child, please. She can walk, like I said, she can do all that with that saccharine attitude, but it still means the same exact thing.
Facts.
Whatever. Yeah, I totally disagree. So anyway, Ashley is the one that really sparked this though. That Ashley is
That
what,
is
in my
true.
opinion, that was really because it was very, very, very clear to anybody with eyes that Robin didn't want to talk about this. And
But Robin has to
and
quit.
wait a
Robin
minute,
has to
and
quit saying the family thing because that's like irking me. Because girl, okay, what about Karen's family? What about Wendy's family? What about Giselle? Not Giselle, but what about Candace's family? I can even. What about Sharice's family? Like, girl, stop.
but I mean, y'all act like this is the part that's so confusing to me. We're season after season. We know what has happened in the past, and in those moments, they were attacking Sharice's. I don't know if they were, not specifically. We know that there's been times that each one of these ladies have had their family on attack. Every last one of them. But what's wrong with acknowledging that currently this season, season 8, that Robin's family is being attacked?
It ain't
Because
the
if
first
you,
time that she's been
but I'm
attacked.
just,
Everybody's
it
been
doesn't
attacked.
matter. Season, would it be
It
better if
doesn't
I
matter.
said season 7, Candace family was being attacked? It would be a true statement. In season 6, if we said Wendy's family was being attacked, that would be accurate. Season 5, if we said
To be
Giselle's
honest with
family,
you,
that
what
may be
nobody's
accurate.
really actually
I don't think we
attacking
can.
Robin's family. They're just
They,
asking her fair questions that I feel like is due to be asked.
but
That's not.
they asked them.
They're not really coming after Robin. They're really just trying to understand what happened. They're
But
really
she's
not coming after
explained it.
her.
She's
Yeah, I agree with
explained
that.
it.
She has
And at
explained it
this
over and
point,
over
she's
again.
being roasted on because it's like if
Mm-hmm.
that girl want to be with her lying husband and her cheating husband. At this point, she's being, y'all have asked all the questions. Y'all have got all the
I
information.
was glad that
There's
Karen
nothing
and
else she's
Wendy
going
said
to
what they
give
said,
us.
honey. I couldn't have agreed with Karen and Wendy more. Robin don't care, so why the hell should we care? Move
I
on.
mean, you shouldn't. That's what I don't understand.
But I don't even think Candace is even asking those questions anymore. I think this is absolutely nothing to do with Robin's family and Robin's making it about her family. I feel like Candace is more so talking about their own relationship.
I mean, your family is, they're still in Austin. It's also while in Austin, somebody accused her husband of a sexual crime in school, which is why he was fired. We're on the same trip. This is all happening this trip. Robin's family is absolutely being attacked
but
this
not by
season.
the girls. That's
I
what I'm saying.
mean, Wendy said that her gave a specific act that literally means it's some kind of sexual violation in regards to students. It's a sexual allegation. There's nothing else that's not. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I googled it.
They said that he was they alluded to him being fired because because Robin openly talked about the lawsuit.
Correct. And then Wendy said, "You're correct. That's what Candace did." And then Wendy doubled down and said, "Isn't he in a violation of articles such, 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 such?" I can't remember what it was. That is a sexual act. I googled it.
But they were still asking a question, and Robin said no. So like, what else is there to talk about?
Yeah.
She didn't ask a question. She actually made a statement. That was the issue. She didn't
But
say
she was
he did.
still
She did
piggybacking
not
off
say
of what
did he get a
Candace
X,
said.
Y, and Z. She said, "Well, isn't that really the issue that he was accused of violation such, such, such,
Is that
such?"
not a question that could have said a simple yes or no answer to that Robin actually said no, that's not what happened. That's what happened. That's what was said. So that's still a question. She didn't make a statement. She isn't it as in asking her. So Robin said no. Okay, it's done. Robin is the one kind of making this a big deal.
I mean, again, if you the person that's being jammed up against the wall,
Well, Robin has been on the
if
opposite
we
side of
feel
the
it
case, so oh well.
valid or not, I mean, it has been about a question about why you with this man, why you ain't
Good,
leave,
fair
oh,
question,
why you
Shal.
ain't doing this, why
Fair
this
questions.
about. I mean, it's still her family because
Fair
anywhere it
questions.
go, you're asking her about her husband.
Well, real girlfriends are not gonna sugarcoat it just
Nobody,
because you're married.
it ain't a person in this world that think Wendy and Candace is currently Robin's girlfriend.
Child, at the end of the day, they
That's
are
why
still in a
that's why they
girlfriend
had that
friend group.
conversation.
They still in a girlfriend friend group, regardless of whether they getting
They're not
along or
girlfriends.
not.
That's
They're
very
all
clear.
still in a girlfriend
Okay.
friend
And
group
she
that
done
asks
gave
each
them
other
everything she
questions.
gonna give them.
Well, I'm just
Everything.
saying.
You can we can go backwards and forward all day long.
Like I said,
Robin,
Candace ain't even talking
Robin
about that
has
no more.
decided, but Robin has decided she gonna stick beside him.
Yep,
Candace ain't even
that's true.
talking about that no more though. Candace is talking about her and Robin's relationship specifically. So
It,
no one's
I
even talking
agree.
about the one stuff no more. No
I
one's even
agree,
talking
but
about
she's
it.
not. I agree. I definitely agree with that.
And Robin is making it consistently about her family instead of just addressing the real issue here, which is their problem, which really started last season from the whole Instagram live thing and putting the speaker in the middle of the table in front of everybody instead of just doing what a friend should do and just pull Candace aside. But a
Girl,
real friend would have already know that Candace wasn't talking about her anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
boom,
she, I don't know,
shakalaka.
you shock, nuck, lock, or locker. You tripping.
That was. I,
Candace was moving funny last season
oh
because she was
goodness.
blaming both Giselle and Robin
Because
for
Robin
that.
actually doubled down at the reunion on her
I
comments.
don't think she was. I think
She absolutely
What?
did.
she
She
said, "I
absolutely
absolutely don't."
did.
I think you all are misinterpreting her literal words. Was, can we just all agree? I think she was just saying it because she was tired of the conversation.
And in turn,
Period.
still doubled down
And she was just because it was going on and on and on. So I think she
when she
said
should have
the
just shut
words
up.
she
That's
said.
Robin's
She was
problem.
like, "Can we just all agree that no man husband should be in a room with a girl?" I mean, that's why I think that she was saying. I don't think she was saying in regards to trying to flip. That wasn't a flip.
Well, can't but I mean it
Well,
looked
this
that
is the
way. So
reality. this is the part
The
that irritates
reality is
me.
Robin should just
No,
shut up instead of
this is
always jumping
she
in
don't
to
have
try
to.
to defend Giselle all the time.
This
That's
ain't
why she
about.
be on
That's
the
the
receiving
issue.
end
That's
on
the
the
reason.
attack
The real
consistently.
is y'all
That's her
are pissed off
problem.
that Robin is really being Giselle's friend,
It's
and
not about that. It's
y'all
that
want that.
doesn't that does
Yes,
not.
y'all do. They
No,
are
it's
real
not. No,
friends,
it's not. It
and
doesn't matter
everybody
because I have real friends
listen.
all the time, and I'm not gonna every
That's
time
the
they get
issue.
into something jump in and insert myself. No,
That's
not
I
every time.
totally
Now,
disagree.
sometimes, yeah, but every single time
I
they're
don't
my
think that
friends.
was the
No, I'm
case.
not gonna do that. I'm not gonna, and that's Robin's problem. That's why she begin cussed out and on in attacked all the time, and then still mad at Wendy 2 seasons later when she could have just shut up and minded her business. That's Robin's problem all the time.
Nah, I totally disagree. Anyway, so what did y'all think about that lap dance and kissing of Ashley and Giselle, and then Candace accused her of
Yeah.
having syphilis,
She called out every STD in the
herpes,
book.
gonorrhea,
I thought it was funny.
I
hepatitis.
thought it was funny too,
I thought it was
simply
so.
because Ashley always bothering that lady. So,
Hmm.
oh well.
Mm. So so it's
I agree.
okay. So it's
Yep,
messy
because she should
when
leave her
it's
alone.
messy when
She should leave
Robin
her
does it.
alone.
I mean
That's not the same because
when Ashley does
Robin
it,
don't
but it's
bother
not. It's
Robin
a
doesn't
get back when
consistently
Candace
bother
does it.
Candace.
Got it.
Robin doesn't
Got it.
consistently
What
bother
did
Candace either. So it's not the same.
I said it is okay when I mean, it's messy when Ashley. I didn't mean to say Robin. I meant to say Ashley.
Oh.
It's messy when Ashley takes digs at
Yes, because it's
Candace,
incessant.
but
Because it's
when
incessant.
Candace takes digs at Ashley, it's not messy. It's a get back.
Absolutely, because she
Okay,
should just leave her alone. Like
gotcha.
it's really not that big. It's not that hard of a concept to grasp.
it
Well,
She
really isn't hard
consistently
to grasp.
bothers her. She consistently bothers that lady. Ashley makes it her personal business to always come after her after candidates then apologize, said we're gonna be friends, we're gonna move on and let the past be the past. And
Yep.
Ashley just
And
can't help
Ashley can
herself.
never do that. She
She
can
can
never
never
do
help
it.
herself.
She needs
So
to
at
stop
this
pretending
point,
like she's even going to put effort in there because
and
she's
so at this
just
point, girl, no one cares about Candy. I don't care about anybody assassinating Ashley's character because Ashley ain't gonna learn. So, oh well.
I will say this again. I don't know how many groups y'all in. I know Demetrio, I see you in one or two. I've been a lot of whole bunch of groups. Sometimes I'm just reading, sometimes I comment. And I've noticed that they, particularly last season, I got the impression that Candace was a fan favorite in regards to, just having a lot of fans in the group. I've noticed, particularly these last couple of episodes, that it was totally different. People were kind of disgusted by her, um, and the comments about the venereal diseases and something else. I can't remember what it was. Oh, her making a comment about, I don't want these white people to see my vagina, or something she said in regards to, remember at the beginning, I think it was at the very beginning, I forgot to mention that. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And people were just talking about her mouth. And I don't like her, but I don't like it when it switches to, that's why Monique popped her in the mouth. And that was one of that was a lot of the comments.
And she goes back at him too. I'm like, Candace, just back away from the keyboard. I mean, why get these people your energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ann on her Twitter. Do y'all follow her on Twitter? Because she was tweeting like a raging woman yesterday.
I don't follow her, but I saw you post some of her tweets. That's what made me go out there.
Do you follow her on Twitter, Demetrio?
I do.
Did you see some of her tweets from last
I
night?
did, and I agree with half of them.
Let me read one or two of them to you. Here's one. I don't live my life with regrets. But watching these episodes, I regret handling this girl with kid gloves. I
Hmm.
I
regret
agree.
waiting to turn off Grace.
Agree because the way I would have told Robin, "Fuck
Oh,
you." That's why you're going through what you're going through now, because of the way you are, a miserable old hard 40 looking bitch.
oh, and there was one of the things that she tweeted was kind of it wasn't no insinuation. There's this thing that Queens of Bravo, the Twitter handle Queens of Bravo,
And
is
me and Muscly argued about that, and it's just like
is Robin. So
everybody know that that is a running joke between all of us. If you go on their page and look through the comments, we all say that, but we all know that it is a white man behind the thing.
okay.
I know. We all
Well,
know that.
Candace tweeted a whole bunch of tweets that um that said that last night. And then she tweeted with a bunch of them,
Ooh,
whoever pay all my bills or whatever. She says, "Girl, you're not beating the burner account allegations. Nice try though." So you'd have to kind of she she's insinuating that she is behind the page.
okay. Again, everyone knows that that is a running joke. I literally got blocked on Instagram for saying the same thing. So, that being said, we all have said that to these people. Like, we all have talked about his allegiance and his stand for Robin. It's really not that big of
Yeah, I
a
didn't know
deal.
that. Wait a minute. And it's so funny. Somebody was like, it was in Lipstick Alley. I don't know if y'all are on there. Somebody actually mentioned the Queens of
What is it?
Bravo being Robin. And anywhere in there, they were like, it's ran like a Robin fan page. Somebody said Robin does not have no fan page. Wait a minute. And then it was so funny. People were saying stuff like, do y'all really watch this woman? Ain't no way you gonna convince me that she would take any time out to make these tweets. Robin don't seem like she cared too much for anything. You know what I mean? I don't
Yep.
think she would. I just
Okay.
don't think that's her style. And she hasn't shown that she would use social media like that. But they do stay for her because one of their tweets is, do you remember when Robin did the check when they did the painting and Karen got up and bowed down to her? They tweeted a picture of that and said the Grande Dame bowing down to the Queen of Potomac. Hang this in a museum. So they do stay for Robin. So as I was going through that, because I followed them, but I don't follow Twitter like that. Like I don't remember handles, but every once in a while, like, I do like how the search, but with this whole Elon Musk stuff, I really don't like Twitter. So it is what it is. But anyway, I don't know. Do y'all follow any of them pages?
No.
You know,
Mm-mm.
Demisio, who do you follow? I know you follow a
I
lot of
think
stuff.
I already got some weed in there.
I follow Candace, I follow Wendy, and I follow Karen, and that's it.
Oh, I
Huh?
follow all the girls.
I'm not following nobody I don't like.
I don't dislike them like that. Like I dislike Candace, but I don't go on Twitter and like I've tweeted her in saved a million times. I be like, I ain't finna tweet that mess. That's stupid. Like I just don't think you should tweet like very mean things to
Girl.
them. I wouldn't do that. Like even like you have some snarky things to say. I think it's mean to say those like that. Because I actually almost tweeted her yesterday and literally deleted it. Said I am not doing it. She going to blocking me anyway. Because I've said some smart things. I've only said one smart thing to somebody, and I didn't even think it was that smart, but I got blocked for it.
Same here. I said one smart thing to Heavenly. She couldn't take it. I've been blocked ever since.
Yeah.
Not that
Well,
I care.
yeah.
But all
What
right,
did
is that
y'all think
it?
about them in the drag show at the end and they're walking?
Wendy's comical.
I loved it, and it showed that Naneka was a hater with her got up there with her stiff ass. Like,
She
girl,
was quick to put the thumbs down. I couldn't understand her outfit. I was confused. The
I
hell
think
was
she
that?
was trying to do, I think she was trying to do, what's the fringe, like that leather fringe
It was just
cowgirl.
wrong.
It was more like disco.
Yeah, it was right.
Yeah. But I mean, none of them look cute. Like none of them. Ashley, I don't know what the heck that was, but I know why she had it on. Although I don't like jumpsuits because I don't like getting naked to pee. But shit that they don't make no sense to me. It don't, because you literally got to get naked to pee. So, but it had little cactuses and stuff on it.
Mm-mm.
So I was thinking desert, Texas desert. That's why I thought that she wore that. They other outfit, none of them look like. I didn't even understand the cat suits.
I
Wendy
don't
looked
need the
like,
girl, but I know
yeah,
Naneka
it was
looked the
right.
mess out of everybody.
I don't think she looked necessarily a mess, but yeah, it is what it is. Um, what did you think about how did it end? Was that the ending?
That was it.
Oh, okay. I guess that's it then. Did
It was
y'all watch?
boring.
I thought it was okay. I'm not. It wasn't, ooh, kind of, but I thought it was pretty good. And I do like slow stories. I did notice that when I was watching Salt Lake. Salt Lake story was slow, but the build up was so good. Like whoever directed that, it was like movie quality. It was like a murder mystery. It was really good. They did a really good job with the last few episodes of Salt Lake. I can't stomach a whole season. I can't. But those last three episodes make oh, and I think that the reason those episodes it was considered so good is because it wasn't one leak. It wasn't one leak. So nobody saw that coming. And just think all those girls knew. That's one of the reasons why I think it was such a jaw dropper, because if y'all had known early on that that girl was a blogger of, are you telling me the punch wouldn't have been so good? You don't understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Yes, I
the
do.
punch
I
wouldn't have been
understand.
so good. So I think that you kind of do these reality shows a disservice when the girls is telling us what's going on. Your husband telling us what's going on. I should not be able to look on social media and see who's with who. Because I knew who Aneka was going to be aligned to before I watched one episode, because Aneka was popping up with places with Giselle. So I knew, or how they were taking pictures together. That picture right before the season started. Although you don't necessarily start where you end or end where you start, you know, the element of surprise is vacant in all of these reality shows because too much is leaked. I don't think social media does this well at all. I think even about
It
Huntsville.
doesn't even bother me, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, I'm still gonna watch it. Like, yeah, we be
Absolutely.
knowing what
Well,
be
I'm
going
gonna watch it
on, but
regardless, but the element of surprise, like we know what's going on. We be talking sometimes on this show and be like, well, this the episode was such and such, because we didn't already got leaks. It just shouldn't happen. Like what Quad did on Married to Medicine. Can you remember? You know how much of a mouth drop it would have been for us to know that Quad was being kicked off that show.
Yep.
We would have been talking about that for weeks.
Yep. Sure would have.
Like they have to stop that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's hurting. That's one of that's hurting. Like all that trash TV back in the day that we used to watch, we never heard no leaks.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard no leaks. Now we go on dating shows and we ain't seen the episode and we already know who married, who together, who done picked who. It
And
has
it
to
makes it
stop.
hard to watch the show too. It makes it
Yeah,
hard to watch because
it
you feel like you didn't
does.
seen or heard parts of it
It
before.
does. It don't even allow, and I'm surprised that they would do that because it doesn't even allow the producers to create a story because
Mm-hmm.
we know it's a lie at this point. It don't even. They're taking the control away. As a matter of fact, they've given so much control of blog, regardless if it's true or not, could change a whole story. Now, I was thinking about that in regards to Marcel on Love and Marriage. Do y'all realize that? I don't know if this is true, but if that guy was really fake, do you know that he created stories for the whole season
Yeah,
for other? That's too much power to give somebody outside of what's supposed to be art.
it absolutely is. It
It
really
shouldn't
is.
be like that. We as vloggers should not have control or dictate what everybody talking about next season. We should not be able to do that.
Yeah, but they look, these producers, and even though they don't even realize what's happening, they want it sometimes because it brings something different and unexpected. But I don't think they thought far enough in advance to see that how it can hurt a show.
Yes. It's hurting.
Yeah.
Like I can see how Huntsville was such a hype show at the beginning because it was so much. That was like one of the first shows where you can talk to the cast. It shouldn't be like that. That's the ruining the show.
Mhm. Mhm. Can they stop it at this point? That's the question.
That's a good. Now that I don't know.
Especially on Love and Marriage, because
Yeah, because ain't
Jesus
no way they
Christ.
should be in them groups, baby.
Yeah, it should not be like that. It just shouldn't.
And Monica, what's her name? Monique Samuel started that whole group stuff when her brother was running one of the pages.
That's
Was it the
crazy.
brother? Yeah, it was too
Yeah.
much. It was too much. But
You know what? I forgot about that. You're right.
But
yeah,
Robin was still mad about a damn meme. It wasn't even that big of a deal. People make memes out of them every fucking day. It's not like he was talking negative. She was mad about a meme that was probably gonna get memed any damn way, regardless of whether Monique brother
I mean, I
did
don't
it or
know.
not.
It's just it's still that's too close to. I don't like that. It, in
neither do
my
I.
opinion, we've moved in a way. I don't know. The lines are just so blurred.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
ruining the kind of TV that we kind of grew up on. I've been watching reality TV since I was literally 18. I watched the first season, the preseason of the Real World in real time. So this I like reality TV. It's just I don't I don't like the direction that it's going. It's not fun.
It's not. It takes too much away from it. It really does to me. And some of the bloggers that have all this control, it's like they're going to be hard to back down because
Yeah.
they're kind of pushing people to their page so they can get paid.
Yeah.
So if there's anything they can do to try to infiltrate what's going on,
No,
like
all
Monica
they
did,
gotta
or
do
like
is
the
do like
other
they do with New Jersey
AIAL,
and
whatever his name is.
forbid them from talking on social media. It's that simple.
Yep.
Because they
Yep.
do it with New Jersey, so they could just do that with
What you
everybody else.
mean? Jersey do tweet and stuff.
But they don't like be tweeting like how Candace and them tweet because they're not allowed to. Melissa and them done already said that.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, they sent them some type of I don't know I was finna say a cease and desist, but I don't think that's what it was. But they sent them some type of like legal paperwork that for that where they could not do that. She talked
Mm,
about it. Melissa
mm,
did. So that's all they got to do, and it'll solve that problem right there.
yeah.
Put
You're
it in the
right. Yeah,
contracts.
I agree with that. It just it like I said, I just I I just don't like it. I don't like the direction that it's moving because
Besides like
they're
press
even
interviews, I feel like outside of like press interviews, like if they go on like The View or have an interview with somebody, they maybe tease the season or something like that. Because if
oh
you
yeah,
notice,
I
like I
think
said,
before I agree with that. I
with
think
New Jersey,
before
they only do that in the interviews. Like they'll tease like, oh, this season is gonna be great, dynamic
yeah,
shit, but you never really hear too many
details. I
details.
got you. Yeah, that's how it should be. Because Giselle does, and I like Giselle, that's my girl, but she tells a lot. Like I knew before, that's my girl, before the season started, that she has no arguments with Wendy or Candace. I knew that before the because she said it. Because people were asking her questions. And she's like, nope, this season, it was actually very pleasant for me. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but
Pleasant because she ignored Candace.
She's probably tired of getting cussed out, and I would be too. I would
I
shut up
mean,
too and quit being
I think that
messy.
she meant pleasant, like she wasn't fighting with nobody. That's what how I took it. That's the only way that I took it. But pleasant means you had a skate through. You had a couple of Karen seasons. You might pipe in every once in a while or try to do, but Karen will shade somebody though. At least if you come for her, at least once a season, somebody. But Karen stays out of the way. That's been her thing. That she's neutral. That has been her thing. She's been riding that coattail for several seasons.
Karen Huger stays out of the way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unless she
Girl,
was fighting with Giselle, who else does she fight with?
she's always
That's,
getting into it with
Well,
somebody.
she's
She
gonna be
just
fighting
tries.
with Mia later on if they don't edit it out.
Yeah,
well,
she's
she
been.
kind of got into it with Robin, so that's true. That's true. She was getting into it with Robin last year, but that was her. That was her seasonal cussing out. Karen usually cuss out somebody at least once a season.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's all. It's just that's all I meant is that but she's not really had a constant like back and forth other outside of Giselle.
Mm.
And yeah, I was gonna say her last real, I'll say like just back and forth was with Wendy.
Was with who?
With Wendy.
Oh, I
Remember,
don't see.
you
I
remember
ain't
the
really
you
seen that
remember
as
season
back and forth.
5? I mean,
Yeah,
it was
I
like
know what
it
you're
was
talking
still
about
it was
whether or
like a
not she knew her.
thing. It
Yeah,
was
I
like a
know.
thing. It just didn't like escalate really further really because Karen read Wendy and that was just it.
Right. I mean, I said once a season she cuss out somebody. So I don't know, but I don't know if she cusses out. Don't she go off on somebody like me or
Mia,
somebody?
yeah, she called her a trick.
Oh,
Mia
not
was
a
like, you
trick.
can't teach her. Mia was like, you can't teach your old dog new tricks. And Karen said, no, you are the trick. I can't wait to see that because I can't stand Mia, so I just need her to get red one
You
good
don't like
time.
nobody that's fun.
I don't like nobody on that show really, but really Candace, Wendy, and Karen, and that's really it.
You don't like nobody fun.
No,
You
Giselle
don't
is
like
not fun. I don't know how you see Giselle as fun. She's boring.
she fun.
So is Robin. They're not fun girls. I would not want to go out with them. Like
I'm, and you would go out with Karen.
because I know Karen will give me just a good laughing sit down, not like to argue with her.
They say Karen is a throw down drunk. I don't know if that's true. But all of them have insinuated that Karen drinks a lot. They haven't the last couple seasons, and that Karen will call you drunk out the blue. I have a coworker that does that. I'll be tickled when he call me. He'll never call me unless he lit. But anyway, I guess that's it for today. Did y'all have anything else y'all wanted to say?
Nope, nope, that was it.
Did y'all watch Married to Madison?
Yeah, it was so boring.
Okay, okay.
What is going on? Maybe this was just a boring week.
The
Jesus
lot, the
Christ.
Instagram live was better than the whole episode.
See,
Oh, that's
it
what I
really
wanted to
was.
mention. What did y'all think about that? The Instagram live between Heaven, I think it was Heavenly,
Mm-hmm.
Sweetie,
Heavenly has Heaven
Phaedra, and who else?
and the new
Toya and
doctor.
Dr.
Oh,
Alicia.
yeah. Okay, go ahead. What happened, y'all?
She well, I'll what's her name? Sweetie T. Sweet Tea has no respect for her elders whatsoever, and I'm here for it. Okay.
I
Who
am too, because girl,
did
fuck
she
Heavenly.
went off? How
Fuck
did he
Heavenly.
start?
Fuck Heavenly, because Heavenly has bothered that damn girl since she came on, and I'm so and it's just so funny to me in the comments. They talking about Heavenly ate her up. I'm just like, ate her up where? No, I think it's quite the opposite. I think Sweet Tea tore.
Baby, I
Sweet
cracked
tea,
up. Wait a
she ate
minute.
her up.
I cracked up when she said, Heavenly said, that's because she married to her grandpa. Or no, she married to a granddaddy. And she said
Hmm.
they the same age. I guess you married to what too? It was so
Okay.
it was so funny. She
Because at the
really
end of the day, Heavenly is studying repeating the same tired reads, studying bringing up quiet. We get it. Greg is older than her. Like, we understand that. Say something,
She
come with some new reads, girl.
she should have never logged in with that little moo on her head or whatever you call it. She just was looking like a hot
she had
mess.
her satin
And
cap
Sweet
on.
Tea drug her straight to bed. And I
Mhm.
was here for all of it.
I wonder what the reunion gonna be like.
Exactly, exactly like that damn live. And I can't wait.
Do y'all think she? Oh, that's what I wanted to ask y'all. Do y'all think NECA should coming back next season based off we're 9 episodes in? They probably ain't got number about 4 more.
I
No, she
hope
shouldn't
the
come back.
hell not.
She could
I
just
like
go.
her for some
Because,
reason.
I
baby,
don't know
what the
why.
hell has she talked about other than Wendy? She ought to be thanking Wendy for giving her something to talk about.
What else has Wendy talked
The
about?
only other thing she talked about as far as the NECA is her wanting to have a baby. That was
Okay,
it.
what has
Baby,
Wendy
Wendy,
talked
okay,
about?
but Wendy is solidified. Wendy is not using the NECA for a storyline.
I don't
So,
think NECA was using her for a
she
storyline.
absolutely was.
Joy,
I
how you
mean,
just gonna say that now? Come on.
because it seemed like to me, I kind of wonder, are they playing game? Because Wendy knew this girl was coming on this show. Like, how can you
But she
not?
probably didn't know that she was going to come on there doing all that.
But I'm like,
She didn't want her to come
if
on
me
there as
and
her
you
friend.
ain't no way in the world if I knew somebody was coming on the show and we had a connection and I messed up. I mean, you assumed she was cloud chasing or whatever it was that she assumed. And I find out she gets the job, that I would not call on the phone and be like, look, I'm sorry. I was tripping. I would really like for us to start off at zero because I
Shouldn't the
thought
NECA have
this.
been doing that, not Wendy?
No.
Why
At
would
that
Wendy apologize and come to her and she's cloud chasing off of
just
Raven?
just so you can start on a new, because I
No,
wouldn't want
ma'am.
to make a brand new enemy.
Wendy was
Like,
nice to that lady. Wendy didn't start with that lady when she really could
She really
have, if
didn't
we
start
being
with
for
her
real.
doing. NECA needs to go.
She
Bye.
could have started with Nika. She could have called Nika out immediately. Like, you were
Because there
cloud
was a
chasing
lot to
on my
call
name.
out. I can tell you that.
She could have done that, and she did not. She was pleasant to her. She was nice to her. Like, she
Hmm.
didn't start anything
I
with that
think it
lady.
was to pretend like they didn't. I think that she was willing to play along initially because she Wendy introduced herself and she responded nicely, and she was like, "Oh, so you don't know me now?" That kind of stuff is in confessionals, so we can't. That's not necessarily real time. A lot has happened when they do confessionals. They usually at least halfway in the season. So, her generally, I would have been kind of thrown off if something had happened in the background and you knew and I knew and I was accused of something
Wendy
and
didn't owe her
what,
anything.
huh? I mean, she was
Anything.
accused of something. She told her what her mother said. The accusations were very clear. NECA actually said them. Her mother accused her of cloud chasing, and to get uh, a seat at the table. I don't know what word she used, but to hang with her group of friends, which they're talking about the show. It was very clear what she was accused of. That was no ambiguity there to me.
Why do you want her back?
I'm not saying that I want her back, but sometimes things are happening that kind of won't allow you to shine. So I'll give you an example. Wendy really didn't do anything her first season.
Yes,
Um,
she did.
she had a little tiff with Ashley, which they straightened out before they even left the lake. Her first season was the fight. Wendy really wasn't allowed to show herself her first season at all because of that fight. There was so much, so Wendy was kind of giving Grace her first season. And I guess that's what I'm saying with the NECA. I see it as the same thing. And I only use those two because they're the ladies that come into that circle. But Mia's first season, she kind of came on with some kookiness. And she had a constant beef throughout the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that I'm saying is that it's not that
That beef is
Wendy was
tired and dusty and dated. She can let it go and hang it up, baby.
no.
Bloop.
Look at a mess in that confessional.
Who?
Mm-hmm.
Naneka with that ugly makeup and ugly wigs.
But I don't. I always remind people. I always remind people. First season reality people always look bad. Just like Wendy didn't look her best her first season. Just like they all looked them. Every last one of them OGs looked terrible their first season. You get second season, you get sponsorship. You got people around you, the right people around you that really know how to do. She might be doing her own makeup right now, like for real, for real. Because her makeup is dramatic.
How come Kiki's been on her show for a couple seasons now and she still don't have a team? Don't nobody
Who
do her makeup, Kiki.
from Huntsville?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, she actually do got a team. She actually do. Remember, it's part of her team that's spreading the rumors.
She got rid of them. So she
I'm
doesn't
just
have a team
saying.
currently, according to her.
Oh, oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
They said right now that Kiki isn't filming and they're filming. I don't know how true that is,
And
but
then they put the group picture out and she's not in the group picture.
there it is.
So I'm gonna put her in there and post another one. Okay.
You so silly. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
did hear that they're filming and she's not. Oh.
Mm.
So it is what it is. I do think they do have to be very careful about who they let on this show. And I do think that Carlos King is looking at the writing on the wall and it only got a couple of more legs left.
Love and marriage.
Yeah, I don't see this lasting too much longer.
One thing I do hope is brought up. One
What?
thing that I do hope is brought up at the Marriage and Medicine reunion is how Phaedra ain't brought up absolutely nothing in this entire season.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope somebody say that.
Yeah.
Because what is Phaedra done?
Well, she did keep bringing Quiet
I'm like
around.
Carlos King.
You know what I
But that ain't
also
no.
can I say this? I do wonder did they
Say
bring
it.
Phaedra on there specifically for Quad?
Possibly.
Because, and I only
Possibly.
say that because those ladies had decided before they start filming that they wasn't gonna mess with Quad, and they needed somebody to bring her on. Because come to think about it, when Phaedra stopped, Phaedra, they really kind of telling the story. When Phaedra stopped, she said, "Well, I don't want to keep bringing her around, and nobody wants her around." There it is. They had made a decision not to mess with that girl from day one, but Phaedra was willing to bring the girl, so it was an issue. It was an issue. I bet you that's why they. So I don't even know if she planned to come back.
I
I,
can't see her coming back now unless she has a new boyfriend she's going to try and pull into another season. Because this one
is
left
he
her
a
right
doctor?
as soon as the camera stopped or started.
Because like literally, why is she there? It's like, girl, you don't even deserve to be at the reunion. Because you just gonna be
Yeah,
sitting there the whole time. Same thing with
this is
Dr.
true.
Jackie. What is she gonna talk
She'll
about
she'll
at the
she'll talk
reunion?
just a
Nothing.
little
She's
bit
gonna be
about
sitting
what she
there.
did. Yeah, she'll talk only a little bit about what she did when Quad was there. Maybe they won't have her sit on the stage the whole time, like they don't have Kiki and Tiffany and them on the stage the whole time.
Do y'all remember before
Well,
the season began?
she is, so I think she's
People,
gonna be on there the whole time.
Mm. Not
can y'all
possible.
Say it
remember?
again, Joy.
Can y'all remember a couple seasons ago when girl, I done lost my thought. Go on. I forgot. Dang. It's right there too. Somebody say something. So let's see if it come back. It was something about Phaedra. It was something that happened a couple of years ago.
With
Oh,
Phaedra?
the beginning in the previews. Do y'all remember in the previews when they were doing a whole bunch of um, interviews? I think it was Heavenly that said that Phaedra reads somebody this season, and somebody
Oh,
reads her.
yeah, I do remember hearing that.
So that's what I was trying. So I'm wondering,
Oh,
have we
yes,
not
I do remember that.
seen? Have we not seen something good coming up?
Yeah, because who
Well,
would it
maybe
be
it
at
may
this
be in
point?
some of these videos.
I can't see who it would
I
be.
would
She
like
doesn't
to.
get into it with anybody unless it's probably gonna be Heavenly. I don't know why we acting like we don't know. It's probably more than likely Heavenly. With her, she's just the troublemaker.
Mm,
She's gonna try and call Phaedra out on something, and Phaedra's gonna come back, and get her good.
mm.
Hmm.
I guess we'll just have to see, honey. Because, like I said, that's if they don't cut it out. Because I still can't believe they cut out Dr. Alicia and Toya arguing at the resurrection. I just don't understand why would they do that.
I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of aggravating when we know stuff like that, and that's another thing. Why they keep? We should know that. We shouldn't even know that.
But I think that was Heavenly that told that. So,
Yeah, it's stuff like that that it just takes away from the show. It's just no element of surprise. My whole thing is if I can find it, it's out there because I ain't going nowhere outside Facebook. So
All
anyway,
right, so yeah.
all right, y'all. I'm sitting up here looking at I don't know what season this is. It just popped up
are
on
we
my.
doing American
It's
Medicine?
Kenya
Uh,
burying her dog.
Is we doing American Medicine? Yes, no.
No, we not. Mm-mm.
Okay. We
All
ain't
Yep.
got
right,
nothing to
y'all.
talk about no way, y'all. So,
All right. Peace
okay.
out, y'all.
Peace
Good night.
out.
Bye
Bye
bye. Good
bye.
night. Good night.
Hmm.
Oh, I gotta end it.